Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining me this midweek. It's another Insta Live tonight, and tonight we're actually joined with Northleague #1 out of North. His nickname's Northie. Northie, here, look how quick that was. That's like you were just eager, ready to get in.
Yeah, I just sat here waiting, to be fair. Nah,
Thank you. This has been a few weeks coming, this, isn't it? Because obviously I saw you, when was it? I think two and a half weeks ago now. Obviously, Ancient Park, the Aylesbury United game, wasn't it?
yeah, just after the Aylesbury United game at home, yeah.
Cool. And I obviously have talked you into this tonight. So
It seemed like a good thing, to be fair. I was more than happy to do it.
Bless you. Thank you so much. Yeah, so those that haven't seen these before, I think it's the sixth one now, but you're actually going to be the very first goalkeeper, Northie, so no pressure. You're doing it for all the goalkeepers tonight.
Yeah, GK Union out there.
Absolutely. And it's the hardest position on the pitch, right?
Yeah, I'd say so. I definitely argue that, 100%.
Right, let's might as well sort of get straight into it, really. So for those watching tonight, it's only going to be sort of 30, 40 minutes long, I would presume.
Perfect.
And yeah, we're basically going to chat football, talk about you, talk about Northleague, sort of here and now, the past, and what's hopefully going to happen in the future.
Yeah, perfect.
So, Northie, let's sort of go back to the last games. It was only a few days ago, wasn't it? What was your sort of reflection on the result, first of all? Because obviously 2-2 going into the game, I would imagine Eddie and Lex, and maybe yourself and a lot of the boys, might have been quite happy going to Dunstable, getting a point. But late goal, did it sort of change the aspect of how it felt?
Yeah, 100%. I think after the game, like, everyone was a bit, down, and like, it almost felt like, as in, it was 2 points lost almost, because the way it kind of went. I mean, as you said before, at the start of the game, if you'd have said, go away to Dunstable, level on points, one place below us to get a draw, you'd think, yeah, 100%, I'll take that. But the way the game went, and, considering they scored the last kick of the game, it was almost, we threw everything we could at, like, last 15 minutes. And there was like 7 minutes added on, just threw everything we could at the last bit just to try and hold on for that win. And yeah, they nicked a goal at the end, and it was, it felt like a loss almost. But again, as you said, it was almost like you'd have taken that result any day before the game, almost.
Cool. Northleague FC have actually just joined Insta Live, so I'm guessing that's Mark. So good evening, Mark. Actually, listening to the interview after the game, Eddie Dunn, obviously with Northleague media, I thought it was very, very great to hear him, because he's always open and honest, very positive guy. And he basically, his viewpoint was, the game's done now, we can't change it. It's another point on the board. The other game, the other teams have got games in hand, but we're the ones with points on the board. So on to the next game. And that is how Eddie is, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, he's just to say it how it is, person. He's brilliant at that sort of thing. He would he's not afraid to basically say what happened in the game, which is good for him. Cool.
So you already sort of touched on it. Obviously, the point actually meant that Northleague are fourth in the table. Goal difference over Dunstable now.
Yeah.
What's your sort of assessment of the league so far, Northleague? Because obviously fourth before the season is phenomenal.
No, definitely. So I think the season is gone. So start of the season, we were unbeaten in about 8 games. I think we went on a really good streak, and it was so we were up there. Obviously, we were top of the table for a couple of weeks. Again, I think with games in hand and things like that. But again, you take points in the board with games in hand, because personally for me, it'd be a lot better. And even being where we are now, I think we did hit sort of like a patch where, it was I think we lost about 1 game or 2 games in a row. And then again, we kind of got back onto that sort of winning streak. And I think even now we've been unbeaten in about 5 or 6 games.
6 games.
Yeah, 6 games.
6.
So it's almost like we get to like a run, and we almost get like a little bit of a belief in us. Like we say, oh, we can play. We're one of the best teams in this league. We went away to Berkhamsted, who are up there, probably. I think they're second in the league, and draw 1-1. And it's just me thinking, well, if this is the best, one of the best teams in the league, we're up there. We have definitely got a chance for promotion, and that is literally, I think, it's a fair result for where we are in the season, and it kind of shows where we are in the table, kind of a fair reflection, basically.
Yeah, I know. I'd second that, Northie. The times I've seen Northie play the last sort of couple of years in particular, just how much you guys progressing on the pitch and off the pitch. And it must be an absolute joy as a goalkeeper to play with those 2 centre halves in front of you. Obviously, Luke Carnell's obviously class at that level, isn't he?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, it is for any goalkeeper to play with defenders who are brilliant. It's such like almost a big relief. So like in any part of the game, it's almost you can talk them through it. They'll help you out through the whole game. They'll talk to me, I'll talk to them, and it's almost we try and so for example like crosses and stuff, I'll try and come through as much as I can, but I know that sometimes if I can't get there, then I've got a good sort of chance that we're gonna get on the end of it. So it is a sort of a big, just a big relief to have both Luke and Browner in front of me. It is a good sort of like a breath of fresh air almost. It's almost like, okay, these two have experience, they're very good at what they do. Me still, learning the game. I'm still quite young, still getting up there. I'm quite new to men's football almost. So just basically almost getting the experience from those two. I mean, listening to them, different things they say, and listening to what they say about me, and it's almost like, okay, well, they know what they're talking about. They've played at a good level, and it is brilliant to basically play with almost.
I like that, and I'm sure the boys will love your kind words, Northie. There. Right, let's do a quick detour, right? So let's just sort of look at you as a person to start off with. So personally, right, who's your boyhood club, and who is your all-time favourite footballer?
All-time favourite footballer. To be fair, I think so. I support Manchester United.
Right. Okay.
I knew that was coming. Yeah, that's coming. But I support Manchester United, and but my all-time favourite football player, who I always idolised when I was younger, was Joe Hart.
Okay.
Yeah, the goalkeeper. He was always when he was younger, he was always amazing. He was always
he was
at what he does. And although I was a Manchester United supporter and he played for Man City for majority of his sort of career, but I just would watch his games, even for England and for his club, and he just was like phenomenal. And being a goalkeeper and watching him and almost, we're back in when he was in his prime, he was almost the modern goalkeeper. So the way that he played the game was almost the way it was going to go. And that was why I was just watching clips of him. And I definitely idolised him as a player. And he's always just been so someone to almost try and copy, almost, as I said, like an idol. I always try and copy him, always try and be like him, and try and learn what he would do, watch loads of videos of him. And he was probably all-time favourite football player.
I like that, especially if it's you played for your rival club for many years as well. But I totally get that. Obviously, we can't hide it. Obviously, you're early 20s, Northie. I'm 36 now, so obviously I grew up with the team and Schmeichel. Very fortunate for those goalies, but Joe Hart was England #1 for such a long time, and he had a lot of caps for England, didn't he? So,
definitely.
So your playing career, not long as compared to some of the players that I've spoken to recently, but quite interesting because we were messaging only the other night. So some people are not going to know some of this. So this is where you got to correct me, Northie, right? So as a youngster, obviously started out at the Cobblers, Northampton Town.
Yes. Yeah.
You're a Northampton boy.
Yeah.
Then you had, I think what you said to me is you actually were in a different country, weren't you?
Yes, after my scholar, I did. Yeah.
So is that's when you played in the third tier in Sweden? Is that correct?
Yes. Yeah. The third tier. I think it's called. Yeah, it's called like League One in Sweden, whereas obviously the top
Right.
league's Superettan. I think the second league's Allsvenska, and then it goes League One, League Two, and then it was the League One that they were in when I was there.
So no Swedish lingo at all. You didn't pick any up.
No, actually, no, I did because I was probably out there for about just over probably 4 or 5 months. But I know that I think we're supposed to learn it, but it's quite difficult because everyone speaks English over there. So every Swedish person, they'd all speak English. If you went over there and started speaking English, they'd just continue it with English. All the team talks were in English. It was just English, English, English. So I didn't really have to learn it. I did try and pick up little bits of when the Swedish players were speaking to each other and things like that. But I wouldn't be able to say any of the words other than when I probably went to Subway a few times and how to say lettuce or cucumbers and stuff like that. But other than that, no real Swedish for me.
Typical guy, anything food related.
100%. Yeah, that is literally it.
So that experience, you said it was only sort of 4 or 5 months, but what sort of impact did that have on you? Playing, in a different country, whole different culture. Scandinavia is very, very different to here, isn't it?
Yeah, no, 100%. It actually had like a massive impact. So I left when I was about 18. So just after the scholar, so really young age. I went it was almost like a last minute decision because I was going to go to America and go to play out there. Yeah. I had a few offers from some of the colleges out there, but I then got a phone call from the League Football Education, and he was saying about like going to maybe Spain or Sweden to go and play professionally out there for a placement sort of few months and go from there. But so I thought, well, yeah, definitely. So professional football, yeah, go for it. Yeah. And he goes, okay, well, the flight's in 2 weeks. So I was like, oh, brilliant.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, well, honestly, and it was, I think, the flights were nearly £1,000 just to go because it was so short notice. It was almost like 2 weeks. Yeah, you go in, pack your stuff. So I just went straight out there. So me being quite young, I might have been like, yeah, no, brilliant sort of thing. So when I first got out there, I was a bit, homesick as you would imagine. Like, it's almost like, but other than that, I think it kind of, I think it matured me a lot, not just playing, but as a person. I lived with a couple of the players over there in a flat sort of thing. So, and they were brilliant. They were all English, other than one Swedish player, but obviously he spoke impeccable English anyway. So, but yeah, we all got on really well, and they all looked after me as a person. So when if I was a bit down, they were like, oh yeah, come on, play, PlayStation or Xbox with us, but yeah, they looked after me big time. But as like a person, having to now, shop for myself, cook for myself at 18 and for a few months, I just thought, it kind of matured me as a person, let alone as maybe a football player, being out in that environment.
Well, hats off to you doing that at 18. That is phenomenal. I don't think there's any doubt how it's impacted your life on and off the field, because it certainly probably made you the goalie that you are now as well. Starting at Norwich, and you have been for nearly coming up to 2.5 years, I think, isn't it? So after Sweden, then you had some short spells. So there was
Rothwell, yeah. I played, I think, because I come back halfway through our season, but it ended the Swedish season. Actually, it took me ages. I think I only played about probably 4 or 5 games at the end of the season because the international clearance took ages to get back when I come back. So I only played a couple of games for Rothwell. And
then, literally just before Northley, is it Coggenho?
Yeah, Cookno, yeah.
Cookno,
yeah. So I got a phone from the manager to go over to. Actually, it's funny because I got because his name was Gary Petts, and he asked me to go over to Wellingborough Town. So I thought, yeah, okay, yeah, I'll come over, sort of thing. You know, just start a new season at a club. You know, step 5, good sort of men's league. I think you know, the 3 days after that, he gave me another call. I said, he said, "Oh, are you going to come over to Cookno?" I said, "Cookno? I thought it was Wellingborough." He goes, "Yeah, but we've all now moved over to Cookno." So they all switched over. Yeah, so all the staff at Cookno went to Wellingborough, and then all the Wellingborough staff went to Cookno. But yeah, then I started at Cookno, and again, up until Christmas, so about halfway through the season, it was a really good experience to play men's football, and they were a great bunch of lads at the time. Unbelievable, to be fair. Really good.
Okay. So how did that move to North Leigh materialise? Because there's quite a mileage difference between those places.
Yeah, well, so I'm at university at the moment, and I play in. So I do like a course where I train and play for a university team, but it's more of like a football orientated course.
Okay.
So we have like a proper team, and we train every day. And Michael Alexis, actually, he's the coach for the team, and he saw me play a couple of games, and he said, "Would you fancy coming over to Oxford to play football?" I said, "Oxford's quite a long old way," but he said, "But it's but then he said about North Leigh, so I did my research about them, and actually it was in the league above obviously what Cookno were playing in. So I said, "Well, yeah, that would be you know, really good. I'm more than happy." And the manager at Cookno at the time, as I said, he was a really good person, and he would say, "I wouldn't want to stand in the way of you going any higher, and I know that you can play higher, so you know, sort of thing." I know that I think it was almost Boxing Day, I was supposed to play for North Leigh against, I think, Daventry, but I think I played for Cookno for just for one game, and then I went over for after that. But yeah, no, I did it. I got over there through Michael, who obviously he still actually coaches us now at the uni team, and I went over to North Leigh, and I've been there for nearly 2.5 years now.
Wow. So for you so far, in your still early days, obviously playing career, obviously you've got so many good years ahead at Northie. What for you would you say is the real big highlight moment of your playing career so far?
My playing career so far.
What really stands out for you, whether it be a particular game performance or like a particular season?
I would probably say when I moved over from Cookno to North Leigh, I think I played my first game for North Leigh, which was away at Bedford Town, and we the change of the levels was unbelievable, because I think we won 5-4 in the end, and it was just crazy. There was just goals going everywhere. It was almost like, I think we went 3-1 up, and then we went 4-3 down, and then we won the game 5-4. Sorry, and obviously since then it was like, wow, that was like almost like a reality check that was the level change. And I think ever since then, I had a couple of games where I really enjoyed it. Like I made some really good saves, and just playing for North Leigh. I think even like playing the home games, I have really good memory of playing some really good games at home, especially maybe on a Tuesday night where like it's a night game and stuff like that. But yeah, I think that's probably the highlight of my career so far. I mean, I played FA Youth Cup games for Northampton when I was younger, but never really got like a good cup run. But I'd say, my highlight would be that move. And then the couple of games after the first game, I may have played pretty well. And I think that's probably, again, got me used to this sort of level of playing.
Nice, I like that. So, for you, in non-league football, North Leigh, what things do you really, really enjoy about non-league football? What things potentially do you absolutely despise about non-league football as a player?
To be fair, I love it. I love the fact that it's more physical, and I like it because I think it's more difficult to play than maybe some of the youth team football I've ever played. I mean, I know that they're all maybe really technical. You got a technical basis; they're really, really good. But when you go to non-league, they've got some good players, but it's really physical. But it really makes you think and strengthens you up. But I'd say that's probably my favourite thing about non-league football, and the high demand of how physical it is. I'll definitely say one of the worst things is probably got to be between the fans on away games behind the goal.
Yes. A lot of goalies can relate to you on that one.
Some of them I've been called some bizarre things behind the goal. 100%.
Go on. You've got to give us one.
I think.
Can't say that.
I think I remember. So one game, I think I've been called probably a paedophile. I've been called a paedophile one time. Okay. I've been called all sorts. The usual, the fat bastard as well. You got all of those coming in, but.
Pardon language, everyone. Apologies.
Sorry about that, but that's being polite. That's being very nice.
I can imagine.
But also maybe the referees as well. It's crazy how sometimes I think you might have a game where the ref might be on your side, but then. And then the next game, it's like he's giving everything away for the other team, and I think it's just the not indecisive. The what's it called? The so when the refs aren't inconsistency. That's what it's not indecisive, inconsistency. But other than that, I really enjoy non-league football. I really, really do.
To be honest, I think every non-league fan, I think, would agree with you on that one with the officials. How
100%.
Literally 1 week, you may have an official who's really on top of it, and then you may go 3 games where it feels like everything's going against you.
Mm-hmm.
So, for you, obviously, non-league football is also very, very different to professional football in so many ways. But so for you personally, what does your average week look like?
So, because I'm at university. I train every day. But I train. With the uni course, they're with Rushden and Diamonds. So they're partnered with Rushden and Diamonds, and so we'll play on a Monday usually. So I have a game on a Monday, and then we would train Tuesday in really early morning. So for example, we'll start at 8 o'clock, and then I will then go have lectures after that. But then I also coach as well for Northampton Town's Academy for the goalkeepers. So I will then coach in the Tuesday night. Wednesdays. So actually today I had a game but in the university league, in the Bucks League. But normally it will be training again. So training in the morning. And then same on Thursdays our day off. So we've got a day off tomorrow. But then I'll have coaching in the evening. Friday will be training in the morning, so I think it will be football training, and then it will be strength and conditioning afterwards, and then also another coaching as well. So I coach as well, but I coach for John Brady's Back of the Net, and then on a Saturday obviously play, and then a Sunday is almost like another relaxed sort of day off.
Wow, so basically 6 days a week, it's very football sport heavy.
Yes, 100%.
Wow.
Yeah,
and literally Sunday is your 1 day to sort of chill out.
Yeah, literally. It's just football all the time, and then Sundays probably chill out, and then back in it on Monday.
So I have to ask then. So what are you studying?
So I'm studying sports performance and coaching, doing a degree. I'm on my my final year now.
It's hard, isn't it, that final year? It's it catches up on you, I think, the final year a bit.
Yeah, it's very difficult. It almost like you think about it for the last 2 years, and you think, I know it's going to be hard, but it's not here yet, sort of thing. But when you're in it, and obviously now this point, which is after Christmas, you think, well, I'm not even halfway through the year yet, so I've got dissertation to do, but I don't have to worry about too much about that. But now I'm over halfway of the year, and it's like, wow, I need to start. Now it's the dissertation's got to be out of the way, and it does catch up with you. But I love the course. To be fair, I really enjoy it, and I just I'm because I like coaching as well, so I am really enjoying it.
Fair play, Northie, because that's a big commitment. Playing non-league football, travelling backwards and forwards, and then studying on top. I don't know how you do it. I don't know how, you must never sleep, I think.
Well, that's it. Literally, I sometimes think to myself the same thing.
Yeah, I bet. So, being a goalie, Northie, right? Obviously, the most important bit of equipment are those gloves.
Yes. Yeah.
Now's your chance to plug them. Whose gloves do you wear?
I wear a brand called Keeps. So it's KEEPZ. So Keeps goalkeeper gloves.
So how did that come about, Northie?
So I saw them sort of on Instagram. So they're in a kind of like an Instagram sort of run sort of business, as a lot of things are nowadays. And I'd obviously looked at a lot of their posts and a lot of their gloves. So I think I messaged the person about the glove and about about what they would recommend would be the best sort of style. I then ordered a pair off the website, and when they come, I try them out and gave them a go, and I really liked them. And the guy who sells them, or his business is, he really interested. So he said, do you really like the gloves? And also, would you be like an ambassador? So almost like I would, get some gloves and then put them on my Instagram channel and almost plug them like I'm doing now and doing that from there. But as I said, I've been through a lot of pairs of gloves in my career so far, and I think these definitely they've got to be the best ones. I mean, they're comfy, the grips they last for a long time, and actually they've got quite a few styles of glove, which sometimes you might get some brands that only have a couple of styles where they've got a variety of style, and that's why I really like the Keeps gloves, and that's why I've agreed to be their ambassador almost, sort of thing.
Everyone is an Instagram influencer. So how many pairs do you get through in a season then?
In a season, I get through a lot. I think I probably about maybe 10 to 15 pairs in a season. Yeah, a lot of gloves, definitely.
Wow. And they're not cheap either, goalkeeping gloves, are they? They're not cheap at all.
No, some can be a lot of money. So I seem to get through say one pair every 3 games.
Wow.
Which is crazy.
Wow. Right, let's go back to the sort of Northie angle, Northie. So obviously, as you said, Lex basically has brought you to the club.
Yeah.
So what's it like working with the guys, Eddie and Lex?
Brilliant. I think them two have got loads of experience playing in the top game, and the knowledge they know and they have is just it's really, really good. Also the way they kind of come across as like because they're still quite young themselves, so they're still quite young. I think
you get paid to say that.
yeah, that's what I mean. I'll pick it up from Lex next on Friday, but but I think even Lex was still signed on as a player even 2 seasons ago, so he was still playing and coaching. So his knowledge, where they've both played and where they've both coached as well, who they've been coached by. I think them bringing that sort of experience to the club is like, especially as like North Leigh, it is they're doing such a good job, and it shows of where we are on the table. I think
absolutely.
It was just they've come in with their ideas and how we play football, new philosophies, and it is like just the way we. But not just almost football-wise, it's getting us all together as as people, and that is one of the big things that they've come in to do. which again will show us where we are in the table and how our team spirit are as like a team. So really
I'm glad you mentioned that, because I think that's one thing that really does get underlooked in terms of football management and assistant managers as well. It's the human aspect. It's not all about the football, because you spend too much time, with each other as a group, and having those relationships is everything. And in the short time that I've obviously known Lex and Eddie myself and spoken to them, they're both genuinely such lovely guys. They just really, really care about you guys as men as well. And then you guys then deliver for them on the pitch. So it works both ways, doesn't it? It's win-win.
Yeah, no, of course, and that is literally it. It's almost like that's why we all want to play for them, because they are, they give us all the time of the day. So we, then our job is to make sure that we perform for them and help them out, because they're helping us out massively as players. And even for the youngsters that are coming in, like they give us the experience and the knowledge and help us out as people.
Cool. And obviously, I mean, they've in the last couple of years, obviously the two of them together really. In the last 12 months, they've really, really assembled quite a squad now, because you've got a nice blend of younger players, very, very seasoned players, isn't it, at North League?
We've got a good sort of mix, and I think that's important for a team in general, especially in non-league, for the young players to understand the game a bit more and almost the ugly side to the game, and then to play alongside with the experienced players who have played at the pro level and know the ugly side of the game, and to basically help us through it and to teach us it almost. And I think that's really important, that balance.
What's it like from, obviously you're a bit further down the pitch, what's it like from your angle watching Jeff and Connor up top?
Oh, it's like it's a joy to watch almost, those two. Those two just, you can tell that they've played at such good levels, the way they are, about just the little things about maybe going into tackles a little bit harder, or the using their bodies a little bit more, and maybe the little quick touches around players and getting shots off at anywhere on the pitch. I think in the game we played against Kidlington, I think Jeff scored from in between the halfway line and obviously the penalty spot, and he just passes it round the goalkeeper, and it looked like he just effortlessly did it. But it was just that sort of, okay, well, the keeper's there, I'm just going to put it round him. But maybe like anyone else might not have thought of that. And it's the same with the goal Connor scored against Berkhamsted. What a massive goal that was, to draw one all the way from the halfway line. It was like that, just sort of experience to almost go, you know what, I'll have a go. And it was a great finish as well. So it is honestly a joy to watch when they play. It is brilliant.
And they're both such calm guys as well, aren't they? Like, you generally talk to them, they just come across so calm. And as you say, it's definitely the experience factor. Like, nothing phases them two at all. And I would dread to think how the other teams see those lineups on a Saturday and a Tuesday night, getting them two names on there. It must just cringe, I think.
Yeah, that's it. That's literally it.
Right, so for you, Northley, what are your objectives really at Northley and going forward in football?
I would say, just as I said, with Northley, it's just helping them. Helping them push on, basically. I mean, I moved to Northley to play at a good level, and it was really good to get that experience when I first joined, and it was like mid-table sort of clashes. Started this season, and obviously the halfway through this season, we've really kicked on, and again, playoff places, and that is the main aim and objective really for us as a club. And I'm just happy and really fortunate to be in this sort of situation where I can help them in any way I can to reach this sort of aim and objective, and actually, which probably leads to my other sort of personal objective, to play at probably the highest level I can. And that's, yeah, again, if that means going up with North Leigh, then that's a win-win-win for everyone. And that is basically what my objectives are as a person, as a player, sort of thing.
Good answer. I'm sure the Millers fans will be very pleased to hear that, Northie. Right, let's time to talk. We've got to talk about the next game because it's a real big game, isn't it? Two opposite teams, 4th versus 7th, Northleigh at home, Incham Park, taking on Park West's Red Coats Team United. What's pleasing to see as well is that the club Northleigh are doing an incredible offer, aren't they? Where it's going to be £5 entry for that game. And I think whoever's a non-league football fan or whatever, just get down to Incham Park. It potentially could be a game. Don't want to jinx it for the 2 goalies, but it could be a game full of goals, couldn't it, Northie, that one?
It very definitely could be. The way that we've been playing, I think over Christmas we scored loads of goals. We had 7 against Kidlington, 4 against Didcot, and it was we've recently 4 against Aylesbury. So we've been scoring some really good goals and loads of goals. But at the same time, Tame have been doing really well as well. So their last results, and they drew 2-2 to Bedford their last game. They've had some really good results before that, I think, and with loads of goals as well. So they can score some good goals. So there could be a lot of goals in the game, but I'm hoping that I can try and keep it to a minimum if I can.
So I think if there's ever a game, I'm sure I messaged you this yesterday, I think, if there's ever a game where it is literally a battle between the 2 goalkeepers, like in American football, where it's a battle between the 2 quarterbacks, I think it's got to be it. Because you and Craig Hill, without a doubt, both of you are certainly in the top 4 goalkeepers in that, both of you. But is it a simple case of that, of whoever has the better game between the goalkeepers, potentially that's the difference on Saturday?
Definitely. I think there can be a sort of aspect of that. Because it also goes down to the strikers as well and what form they're on. But as I said, if everyone's on form, and there's attacks going on at each end, it could come down to, you're right, whichever goalkeeper's on the better form that day could actually be a factor of what the result is at the end of the day. It could be as simple as that, almost. Definitely.
Cool. So what have Lex and Eddie, what have they said to the squad ahead of that game at the moment? I know there's obviously still a few days to go, but what's been said so far? Obviously, what you can say.
Well, it's just like near enough a lot of games. So the same sort of thing as when we play Dunstable or like a Bedford or Berkhamsted. It's going to be a tough game because of the recent results they've had, but we are up there as well as one of the better teams in the league. So we've got to almost believe as a team. That belief that we have is to go away and draw 2-2 to Dunstable. Going a man down, 1-0 down, to then going 2-1 up, and unfortunately then letting a late goal in. But that belief, if we keep that belief and go into a game against something like Tame, who are really on good form, which is going to be a big game and definitely not to take lightly, it's just to keep that sort of target going about where we want to finish the end of the season. And these are the big games that we need to sort of look forward to and really enjoy playing in, because they're the biggest ones that will almost see where we are in the sort of league almost.
So, as a random question, so do you, when you go into these big games that you say, do you feel that you relish them, or are there games that you get nervous?
A bit of both, I would say. Because I definitely get a bit nervous. Because it's one of those ones, and when a goalkeeper makes a mistake, I think every goalkeeper out there would agree with me, it near enough ends in a goal. So the area or room for mistakes is almost minimal. You've got to go through a game, a perfect game or a good game for a goalkeeper is when they've made no mistakes in a game. For example, like any, say a centre mid or a striker can maybe make 3 or 4 mistakes in a game and still have an amazing game. If we make 1 or 2 mistakes in a game, that might be 2 goals, and we might lose 2-1, 2-0. So it's almost, you do get a little bit of that nerves. But again, at the end of the day, as a goalkeeper, I want to be making saves. I want to be diving around and be involved in the game. And these are the big games that will put me in those situations. So I do look forward to the games, although sometimes I may get a bit nervous, but that's just how I am for the big games.
Right, well, thank you so much, Northy. I think we have to call it a day there. Literally bang on 40 minutes as well. So
Perfect.
thank you so much for obviously giving up your time this evening and the past few weeks, obviously messaging backwards and forwards. Yeah, I will certainly have my eyes on that score on Saturday. And in a couple of weeks' time, I think I'm coming back to Ancient Park. As I say to Mark, I'm going to hopefully come to the Harlow game. So it'll be another big game, won't it? So
yeah.
But thank you again. Massive thank you to everyone that's been watching. This will go online very, very shortly. So just give me a bit of time to get it edited and uploaded.
Yeah.
That's it, Adam. So we'll obviously catch up soon. But
yeah.
All the best for Saturday, bud. All right.
Thank you very much for having me.
No, pleasure.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thanks, Northy. Take care.
Bye.